Welcome to Dezerland. I'm a geezer at Deezer.
Hi,
Hello, I'm Rodney.
and I'm G.
It's the Rodney and G Show.
Yes. Have you heard of Dezerland?
I'm having my coffee. I'm having it in the Bar Harbor mug that we got in Bar Harbor a couple of years ago. It's got the moose on it that we never saw.
We spent, was it a week and a half in Maine looking for a moose. We never saw a moose.
We haven't seen a moose
And then we went back again. We didn't see a moose either.
anywhere. We didn't see one in Yellowstone.
We didn't see
either.
one in Yellowstone either.
We're going to Alaska in 2027 and going up into Denali on a tundra cruise, a tundra tour.
Hopefully we'll see a
I
moose
think
then.
we'll see a moose. If we don't, I'm dressing up like a moose.
Hey, you used to have the moose costume.
Somebody might shoot me if I do that.
He used to have a moose costume when he worked for for Hershey's. Anyways, let's get back to Dezerland.
Dezerland, that was an interesting place.
We had never heard of Dezerland either until we were looking for something to do around the area, and then we found that in International
Orlando.
Drive in Orlando.
Yeah.
And we got it because I met my cousin and her husband there, and we went on the glow in the dark mini golf. That's what we went there specific for. The glow in the dark mini golf, and we got a Groupon special, so that's why we went. But when we got there, we realized that it's a whole thing.
Yeah, it looks like a vacant. It looks like a mall that's been remodeled into this entertainment complex.
Mm-hmm.
It has a Bass Pro Shop actually on one side. It had to have been a mall.
It had to have been a mall.
And on the front side, when you pull in, it's really the auto museum that's built into the place. But if you go around to the back side, the auto museum doesn't open until later in the morning. But you go around on the back side where the movie theater is, you get in back there, and there's a lot of other places inside that open like an hour earlier, I think.
But it all
when we got there,
connects.
I will tell you the coolest thing when we first got there is they had these giant murals outside of James Bond. There were two of them.
007.
And I'm telling you, there was a guy posing for a picture in front of James Bond that looked exactly like James Bond. I'm telling you, everybody was pulling into the parking lot thinking James Bond was there and running up
You
for
be the
autographs.
judge. You be the judge.
And
Look
they
at the
were
pictures.
a little disappointed to find out it was just a regular dude, which I think that's who the really cool people are.
Just regular people.
Dudes behind the scenes. You never know how cool these people are.
So, you threw off the whole conversation when we went to the other side because we went to the putting edge.
We were talking about James Bond.
No, you were talking
Oh.
about James Bond. The putting edge is a glow in the dark mini golf. It was pretty fun.
It was a lot of fun.
We made reservations because they said that they tell you to make reservations, especially if you're in groups. We were just 4 of us. But it was nice, and it's really cute. You can see here all these pictures.
Hey, I have a question about it.
Yeah.
It was really fun. The colors were, I had never played indoor golf like that before.
Yeah, me neither.
With those neon colors, it was brilliant. I know that everyone here probably is wondering as you talk about it.
Who won?
Who won?
He won first place. I won second place. My cousin's husband, Chris, got third place. And my cousin she was awful.
Yeah, she was just having fun. It was great. We had a lot of fun.
But we had a great time.
It didn't really matter who won, but I won. We weren't really even hardly keeping score, but I won.
We were keeping score. But
GJ
anyway, once we finished there, we went all the way around the whole entire mall. So the admission is free. You can get into the mall free, and then you got to go into all the places, and everything is there's a fee. Stop slurping the coffee. So I can't see. Outside of the complex area, it has a nice classic cars. It was pretty cool inside and outside.
Oh, yeah.
But outside they had
I didn't
some.
see any outside.
Yeah, we took pictures with them.
I just saw they all on the inside corridor.
No,
of
they
the
were
mall?
in the
There was
outside
some on the
as
outside
well.
of the mall? Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
So when you go in through the side of the golf, there's a movie theater there. There's a pinball area
Oh God, love pinball. I'd like to go back.
to spend the whole day playing pinball.
Yeah. So the way this is set up is you can play for an hour or you can pay for an hour, but
I'll post the prices.
You can. I'd like to see them. You can pay one price and play all day. And guys, they have a bar set up there.
They have the bar.
You can just have the beer and play pinball. One price all day.
And in the same pinball area, it has a video game area where it has couches and a big TV, so you can play video games, and you can actually pay for a pass to play video games.
You know,
well.
I have been to one before. I've never been to that one. Back in North Carolina, they had one in Asheville. They had one they put in Hendersonville. It was a lot of fun. They called it a pinball museum. I don't know what they call them here, but I know they have several others around Florida. There's not one really close to me. Gosh, I wonder if that's the closest. It took us about an hour to get there.
To get there, yeah, an international drive.
So I just have to make a day of it. But and I know that you have no interest in that.
No, he can go by himself.
Yeah.
But other than that, they also have an old-time photo studio where you take the old pictures. They had a merry-go-round. They had a...
That's a carousel for folks that may not know.
They had axe throwing, which I would like to do that. I know they have one over here in Merritt Island, but there's axe throwing. There's a laser tag area. They had a go-kart, so you can actually do go-karts. They had a little
it did look fun.
Track.
It looked fun.
Gift shop. They had billiards. Tons of classic cars everywhere inside the entire place. Oh, so you walk around. There's tons of classic cars.
Those were really fun.
They even had.
It was impressive seeing some of the cars we'll talk. She's going to get to the fact they have a car museum, but there's tons and tons of cars all over the place without going into the car museum.
Yes, there's classic cars. I mean, there's everywhere cars
and you can take
mopeds.
Pictures of those, and it's really. I enjoyed seeing those. Yeah, it was really cool.
And then there's an area that also has the Flintstones area that has like things of the Flintstones, so you can take pictures with those. But back to the car, there is an audio museum that you can get into. It's roped off, and then you go in there. It was pretty pricey. I'm going to post the pictures here. But there was a long line going in, I guess, because they had a Groupon special as well. But what I didn't like about it is that the classic cars, not in the museum itself, but getting to the museum that you have to pay to, they were all roped off. So it's not like you can get near them
did you see they do have, for an additional price, you can get what they call like a behind the scenes tour.
That's where you go in the museum.
And they will let you sit in some of them, but you're going to be guided with the guide. Yeah, I mean, obviously they're trying to protect. There were a lot of them, though. I think that when you went into that thing and went way into the back, they must have had tons of cars back there.
Place,
and I don't know what all was back there, because they had some pretty nice ones right out front you could see without even paying to get in. And
the good thing is Ronnie was wearing a Scooby-Doo shirt, and we found the mystery machine there.
And we could see it without having to pay to get inside.
Yes, because it was even roped off. When you go in, you could get close, but you really can't get right next to it because it's roped off. But then places to eat. They had the 007 restaurant, which that's what we had in mind to eat.
It looked like it was probably pretty good, but it was not.
But it was closed. Not it wasn't closed. They weren't ready when we got there. So we didn't know how. And when we asked the guy, he didn't even know how long.
This is not a place, really. This is not a place to go open early. We had an early reservation for mini golf, right? Kind of when they opened. But, I mean, the rest of the places in there, they don't get open until later, like midday. And I'll bet
that place gets packed.
On a weekend, that place gets packed with people doing the go-karts and tourism and everything coming in.
So we went to the food court, which only had a pizza place and a burger chicken sandwich place, because the Mexican place was closed and other places, the acai bowl place was closed. So it was just burgers and pizza.
Yeah.
It was so expensive. Overpriced for the food.
I thought so.
Super overpriced.
It was fine. I didn't get sick. I didn't regret eating it.
I don't even know what I remember. It
didn't taste bad. I had a big burger, but they gave me like a double.
You had a double, but I had something else.
I don't remember.
I don't know if I had a chicken sandwich or a wrap or something like that.
They didn't make any of them right, but they did make it correct. You know, they didn't make our order correct. They messed up his order.
They messed up Chris's order.
But they did make it right. When we went back, they brought out and did everything they were supposed to do.
But it was kind of weird because we were the only ones there, and they messed up the order.
They were nice people. There was not a problem with the service. You know, it was just a little overpriced for what it was.
Overpriced for what it was. Maybe if we would have known when 007 was going to open, because they weren't opening hours. they were just, I guess they didn't have the help they needed, and it wasn't.
You know what? That place has plenty of places up and down all around that area. If I did a day over there, I would plan on going out for lunch and then come back, or I'd just go for the afternoon or evening or whatever. But I'd eat at one of the other places around. There are tons of places to eat over there around that area.
All right. So what's your takeaway from Dezerland?
You didn't mention a couple of things.
Oh, I didn't mention a couple of things.
They have bowling.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. There was a whole bowling alley in there, right down the middle, close to the arcade. They had an entire about 10 different lanes of bowling.
Oh yes,
remember?
It was a small. Yep, they did. They had
a bowling alley, and they had a giant arcade that was not part of the pinball museum.
Oh, I did put arcade in my.
Yeah.
I did put arcade in my notes. I just didn't say it.
So if you you know, the pinball museum, the pinball area is off by itself to the right, next to the mini golf. But then on down into the middle of the facility, they had giant arcade, and we didn't go in there because we're not big arcade people. I mean, I'm not anymore, but when I was younger, I'd have probably been wanting to go through there and see what all they had.
Yeah. So what's your takeaway?
Well, I'd like to think a little bit about who is this place for.
Teenagers.
Yeah, I don't believe this is for small kids. I mean, they had a few things, but this is not a place for small kids.
Teenagers, early 20s. Well, I mean, we're not teenagers or early 20s.
I think that...
But we enjoyed it.
In general, I think it would be more of a guy's thing than a girl's.
Well, we enjoyed the glow-in-the-dark
well, we did.
golf.
We saw one teenage girl YouTuber.
Yes.
Who was walking around showing off the place at the arcade.
Yeah, but she was with her camera and all that stuff.
It's a place to hang out with friends. If you had a group of guys that wanted to go over there and do go-karts... If you had some friends that wanted to go do maybe an assortment of activities, you want to bowl, you want to do some go-karts, arcade, pinball.
But
I mean, it's all right there in one facility.
There's many ways, like even if you go like in couples and the guys want to do one thing, the girls can go to the movie theater or go do the old-time photos and take a fun photo with the girls.
If you wanted to do a movie, you know, if you're going to see, like, let's say it's Dirty Dancing. Or let's say it's some other thing that girls love to see.
Freaky Friday was the one that we were looking at.
And the guys just want to go be guys. That's the place to do that.
So anyways.
It was very clean.
It was clean. We had never heard of Dezerland. I'm glad we went. But if you go, we would love to hear your experience. If you could just drop a note at the bottom or any other tips that maybe we missed.
I'd enjoy it. I'd go again with some friends, or I'd go with just to play pinball, you know.
Not with me.
Ah, come on. She'd be no fun. I'd be there ready to play pinball, ready to move on to the next machine, and she'd be ready to leave.
Well, that's what he used to do in North Carolina when you used to go. You just go by yourself because I was not interested in that.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right, bye, folks. Did you tell them about that guy, the James Bond lookalike that was there? Okay.
Yeah, they saw the picture and they saw how exactly you looked like them.
I didn't say it was me.
Bye.
Bye.